Welcome to Salt and Sacrifice. I'm Marima, and this is a sort of Metroidvania Souls-like game that has been crossed with some Monster Hunter. If you've ever heard of Salt and Sanctuary, it is a follow-up to that game. Same people who made like the Dishwasher and some other games like that. I've played a little bit of it, but I kind of wanted to go into a deeper dive than when I played last time. I played with one of my friends who is no longer available to play. But we're going to see how far we can get into this. I know only a little bit about it. The starting character selection and creation here is very reminiscent of Dark Souls. I'm pretty much just going to pick based off of... Honestly, I'm just probably going to pick Paladin here because I'm going off of what I just like on armor-wise. And I've always been a pretty big fan of heavy armor and plate mail in these kinds of games. We also have to choose our crime. The crime of vagrancy is pretty hilarious, but also his sumptuousness. I mean, people just couldn't get over how very nice I'm. But I do believe that our crime here, it determines what you start with. If I remember correctly, that heresy here, it's either... Yeah, I think it's heresy. That if you start with heresy, you actually get this special tablet, and if you turn it into a particular NPC, you get some credit towards a coven that's very much like the Sunlight Bros from all the Dark Souls games. And they have a particular weapon that I'd like to use at some point that is particularly part of that one coven. And the problem is that you can't actually get any progress in that coven unless you have online play, because it's basically the Cooperation Bros kind of coven. So since I'm not going to be able to do any online play, this game never really took off with online play, and I don't have Epic online services enabled, so I can't get online play no matter what. We're going to see if I'm right. I'm kind of actually just guessing, because last time I thought about this game was right around when it came out, which is, I think, going on a year now. Gotta make sure that the eyebrows match the hair, otherwise it's weird. Yeah, so I'm just kind of guessing that that's the right thing to take, and if it's not, then we're not going to worry too much about it. There is a lot of different weapons in this game, and all of the different weapons have different abilities associated with different skills, different spells, but you'll see all of that. This game is kind of unique. I also warn you, I mean, there's not much of a warning. Everything I do is hard. This game is very hard. I am condemned for the crime of heresy. The realm's ultimate penalty awaited me. But there is another way to become a Marked Inquisitor. I drank the Mage Bane. I spoke the words. My jailer brings me to the western frontier, where whispers of magic again stir. I live now only to hunt mages. Gotta love that ancient kind of Celtic way of spelling jailer with the G-O-A-L. Didn't know how to pronounce that for the longest time until someone pointed it out to me. And I was an English major. Just got completely dismounted. But we're still tied up, so we have to deal with that first. Looks like he's not using that knife. Okay, so we got basic left and right movements. But something unique to these games is just kind of like the old Dishwasher game. You have like Devil May Cry style aerial combos. And there's even some weapons that can do some pretty crazy things where you leap into the air mid-combo and continue it. Oh, shit. Yep. How do I block? I don't think I can parry with this shield. If I can, I'm not remembering it correctly. Got a nice, subtly Cthulhian statue in the background. Left button to aim. Okay. And then we can fire. Just chuck an axe straight into the guy. You can even do this in air, and it gives you some kind of lift, to be honest. Definitely a Metroidvania kind of movement system. The usual, being able to drop through ledges and everything, wall jumps, etc. And then it's not a Dark Souls style game if there isn't immediately a boss that is going to absolutely fucking kick our ass. We're going to go ahead and spam our throwing weapons here because we have a limited amount of them. And it is the only feasible way to get his health bar just a little bit lowered down. Oh, yep, okay, there it goes. I was just about to say, he beat me to it, but I was about to say, I'm pretty sure if he hits us even a single time, we are going to be immediately destroyed. And I have tried many times to defeat that guy, and I have actually managed it once, but only with the thief, because they have some pretty crazy movement going on for them. Thank God you're stirring. Let's try again. Spell marked, but stirring. So the Mage Bane right seated. Belial herself must have been watching over you when you entered the beast in the woods. When you encountered the beast in the woods, it was pure luck that the stable hand Bren was nearby. You were in Death's doorstep when he brought you back to the Pardoner's Vale. Fortunately, I was able to nurse you back to health. You may call me Herbalist Shenna. I am the Inquisitor's healer at Pardoner's Vale. Here, take this Hearthen flask. Quaff it the next time you're injured. Perhaps you have questions. Who is Belial, and how do you say his name? The names of the gods have fallen from our tongues, so it is no surprise to hear a trained mage hunter ask about Belial. Belial is the god of healing wind. It is said that she draws flies from the sick into an urn filled with magical oil, where they become butterflies. That's a really nice myth. I already know what the Hearthen Flask is. I think you misspelled Estis, but Spellmarked. Yes, Spellmarked. You would have died in those woods if not for the Magebane rite you undertook. The region is polluted with warped magic, but there's a benefit to it. Those who have successfully undergone the Magebane rite can stave off death, becoming spellmarked instead. Not living, not dead, but animated by the mystical warp that infects this region. There is a way to atone yourself of the spellmark and return to life, but it requires a rare item known as a guiltless shard. The corruption of mages and their minions has a crystallizing effect on whatever purity remains. These solidified masses are shards of pure innocence. Hunt and devour mages and their minions if you wish to be atoned and become living again. Well, do you have anything interesting to say? I've been here for 3 hexags and a day. I'm not sure what that measurement of time is, and I'm not sure what to make of Pardoner's Vale. Inquisitors arrive, but not in the numbers that are needed. Inquisitors also disappear, and not in the numbers that give me peace. So you don't like every Inquisitor. Stay in good health, Inquisitor. She, actually put a blindfold bag over top my head, which is rude. And we're going to check our inventory real quick. I don't think I actually have anything, but I do want to see, does this have... It does have an extra ability on it, the Divine Blessing. So this is a class 1 Divine Glyph, basically Divine Magic. Increases damage and resistances for a short period of time. It says that I can do this with L and X, but I'm using a different controller than that, so I'm not sure what that is. It looks like I don't have the appropriate energy for it right now. It says that it costs 6. Oh, it uses rage. If I remember correctly, the rage system is basically you build up rage as you damage enemies. I also wanted to check. I have ammunition and a Hearthen Flask. And then I have this Crine tablet. A tablet of Crine, the judging god. The first and 7th acts of the 7 heresies are to place one's foot on the tablet, symbolizing that one's actions begin and according to the will of the individual and not a will of the gods. I have no options to interact with this object. I also have iron ore, which is basically just iron ore. I'm pretty sure that's used to upgrade everything. We have our blacksmith here. By Taruna's hands, you're awake. I'm Warpsmith Zachiel, but you can call me Zach. Welcome to Pardoner's Vale, but before we get too far into it, you should go speak with the champion Hera. She's down on the steps to the west. You have several crafting tables here. You kind of do a lot of your own crafting. You have a shiny thing up there. Don't worry about that right now. I don't actually think I can... Nope. Can't get up there. Okay. I don't believe that breaking crates is of any value to me in here, but we will be breaking a lot of crates later. Speak to Champion Hera. You are Arima, I trust. I am Champion Hera. I'm technically in charge here at Pardoner's Vale, but I do my penance here just as you do. You must embark at once to Ashbourne Village. But to do so, you must speak with the Rune Reader D. These are some fun and hard names, and I'm willing to try my best. You must speak first with the Rune Reader Didella. Didella? Didella. Descend the stone steps to the west until you reach a cat. Then descend more stone steps east until you reach the pond. Then speak to Rune Reader by the Mirror Gate. We have a stockpile here, which I believe is character specific. And some herbs that we're going to gather. There's a lot of gathering in this game. A door that does not open from the side. Words that are spoken in every Dark Souls game. Some more iron ore. And I believe a chest. Yeah. And then at the top here, there's actually something I wanted to investigate real quick. Can I remember how to throw my usable items? Oh, that's right. You can. So what I was doing there is actually you can consume some of your ore to basically make a campfire, and it replenishes your stockpile of ammunition without having to go to a campfire. I kind of like it's like provisioning. But at the top here, you have a level up statue. Pray to the goddess, and there's a tree of skill. This is very Path of Exile-like, but a little bit different in a important way. It's filled with all of these nodes that are just like plus 1 point of this, plus 1 point of that, and then you get classes of things. So if I were to want to wear class 1 light armor, I would require this class 1 armor trait. We're going to look at this in much more in depth later, but I did want to see what I started with. So it looks like I can do class 1 heavy armor, I can do class 1 divine glyphs, and what's this over here? Just a little bit of vitality. I don't have enough to level right now, so it's not too much of a big deal. I just wanted to see what they had given me with this starting class here. We're going to take a quick look around town. Doesn't look like there's much more for us here. There's a chest here, though. We'll talk to everyone else later. I kind of want to manage to get to some action right away. Ooh, guiltless shard. How do we... Okay, I need to know now. How do I use items? Ah, it is R1 on this particular controller. Unfortunately, the tooltips that they're giving me is going to be useless because I'm not using the correct controller, and because I'm going through a series of in-betweens on playing this game, since I'm not using the Epic Launcher. I also can't change my settings to get the game to tell me the controls for a PS4 controller. You can pet the cat, the jackalope antler cat. It's a good game. You can pet the animals. This is an indie game. It's by a husband and wife duo who make all their games together. They put a lot of love and soul into their games. And I'm kind of sad that this one didn't get as much reception because they tried something really unique with the whole Monster Hunter variants to it, to a Dark Souls Metroidvania. But it didn't kind of take off as much as Salt and Sanctuary did. Kind of unfortunate. Looks like we have the Rune Reader here. Are you ready to enter the Mirror Gate? What's a Mirror Gate? Yes, you've only just arrived, and the magic in these woods is not well known, even among Inquisitors. Behind you is the Mirror Gate, a gateway between distant locales. I am called Rune Reader Didella. I am the keeper of the Mirror Gate. The warp of the magic has already begun to poison these woods, rendering travel by land nearly impossible. But the Mirror Gate can lead us right to those cruel and twisted mages that plague the realm. The Mirror Gate is activated by arcane words spelled in runestones. As a Marked Inquisitor, you must always be seeking new runestones. I share a word of runestones with you. Travel to Ashbourne Village. Choose the runes from the basket, then step into the lights. So this is our start date. There's a lot of options here. Some of which I don't know what they do, and some of which I do. We'll unlock them as we go. So she told us about Ashbourne Village, which is this combination of runes. And we actually have two options here. We could put these in manually, which is interesting, which means that there is combinations we might be able to simply discover on our own by finding combinations out in the world or by doing quests, which is fully a suspicion of mine. This isn't something I have prior knowledge on. But you also can just click on Ashbourne Village here, and it'll put in the combination and open the mirror date. And in we go. Now this is a fully open world area, but it has kind of Metroidvania-isms. Like, for example, you see that little glowing thingy up there. You know, that we need some sort of movement skill to get up there. And this door's closed. We do have a shrine here. We're going to go ahead and rest and resupply because I want to make sure that I have all of my Thorian items. I just accidentally used my flask because I'm not used to the buttons yet. I need to remember to block more than dodge because... Ooh, stamina system. Okay, yep. We'll get better. Can I parry? I don't think I can parry with this weapon. You'll find that whenever we loot things, we're going to be getting a lot of loot per item. There's a lot of little crafting things in here. We just straight up tanked that guy's blow because we have heavy armor and he doesn't. So he swung at us, we swung at him, we win. That might not be my prevailing strategy for the entire game, but with this starting priest paladin here, it's definitely going to have to be the starting strategy, because taking off our armor, probably not a great idea. Come on, come down here. I dare you. It's generally a good idea, at least in my experience, to either knock enemies down or get them into the air so they can't fight you back. And these guys are just kind of, you know, fodder. The real fun gets to be in a moment here. And I'm hoping to get to it before the end of this first video. I did say that there is a Monster Hunter vibe to this. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to show it off right away. Just got a golden candle and a what? I did not read that in time. Bronze Snuffer. Oh, it cancels multiplayer stuff. And the golden candle initiates multiplayer stuff. So we're not going to use those. In fact, I should go ahead and take them off my bar so I don't accidentally attempt to use them. Unequipped. There we go. It's over here. I see. Apologize for the throat clearing. Let's see. Got a stone cairn. We got haze spiral from that. I believe that's just another crafting material. Haze is sort of like the magic of this world. That was the case. Actually, I don't think that was the case in Soul in the Sanctuary. Soul in the Sanctuary took place in a different world. It just has a very similar art style and a very similar kind of dark theme to it. This looks like a bad place to be. Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ. He just fucking launched us. Yep. Did I mention that this is a hard game? It's kind of a lot like Dark Souls. We're going to have to, I'm going to go ahead and use another Guiltless Shard. That's basically like our Dark Souls 1 humanity kind of thing. Gets our HP back. But I believe it also has an effect on like how much loot find and stuff like that we have. Yeah, we can actually run. I was about to say, I think we have a running attack. We do. Yeah, so another cool thing is that this is only the case with some weapons. It actually does a different thing based on, yeah, see, does a different heavy attack based on how far I am into light attack combo. So I can do this nice little shield bash. I can do the uppercut. And I think this weapon only has those two. But I also get another attack if I run first. We're going to go this way first, this time. I don't think this is the correct way. You look at that, you kind of just knock them on their ass right before the beginning of the fight. Ooh, that was probably too much stamina use. Yep. Just go ahead and try and knock his shield aside. Burn him down. Okay. Oh, trap! Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and eat a bloodberry. It's a little bit of HP regeneration. It's what I'm getting from these little trees here. Every once in a while, not consistently. It means that we can save our Hearthman Flask, which only come back whenever we resupply at checkpoints. And resupplying at checkpoints, as per usual Dark Souls rules. Yeah, there's nothing up here. Looks like another Metroidvania style movement thing for the future. Some stuff up above that we can't get to. But yeah, your flasks in the usual Dark Souls rules only come back whenever you rest at a campfire. And resting at the campfire also replenishes all the enemies. And we're going to try and make a little bit of progress and die a little bit less. I'm also completely convinced that there's going to be secret walls. The chance that there isn't secret walls is literally beyond me. Games like these just love to have secrets, and the Metroidvania kind of viewpoint here, side-scroller platform viewpoint here, really just encourages secret walls. I don't know if they're going to be break-style secret walls, or attack-style, or interact-style, but we're going to try everything, at least until we find some. Drop attack! Oh, wow, yeah, just kind of almost the physics of being able to knock enemies around is very satisfying. Then again, they can do it to you too. They will definitely, if given the opportunity, knock you onto your ass. That guy just point-blanked me with an arrow. Does he know that provokes an attack of opportunity? Get the guy midair and yeah. It doesn't get old. Oh! We passed like trains in the night. Trains swinging swords at each other in the night. Nice headshot with the axe. I think I kind of want to go to the right here. Oh no, this is just that chest. Be careful because running actually costs stamina. And if I start a fight with low stamina... Oh, second checkpoint. Perfect. I really want to get to the first creature. Oh, well, here we go. Eurychus, Necklace of Ears. This is not what I was looking for, but this works. There's our holy spell. I just noticed that we had enough rage to try it out. Trying to get to... I actually did manage to get the heal in there. I just remembered that there is actually a perfect parry. I believe if I perfect parry, it costs a significantly less amount of stamina. And it also does a kind of like a bit of a knockback effect on him for me to perfect parry. And I get the opportunity to do that little shield bash. I'll throw as many axes into him as he will let me do so. Oh, he's a little bit lower on HP, so he's changing up his strategy. We're going to go ahead and buff ourselves again. He didn't like it that time. Oh, a knee to the face into a drop kick. Nice strategy, dude. This guy's got moves. Buff again, because this is, as long as we're in combat using rage, it is a limitless resource. Ah, broke my dark side there. And heal before we finish him off. I said finish him off. That's embarrassing. We're out now. Oh my god, if I greeted this just because I wanted to do something fancy, I am going to be a little annoyed with myself. Come on, come on. Okay, that was a little too close for comfort. Oh boy, if I would have been a little embarrassing if I had done that well and then just killed myself because I was trying to be fancy. Yeah, so that was the first little. That was actually a mini boss of this game. Not obviously terribly hard, but he will teach you. He will teach you that there's some stuff to learn. And then we head down into this pit, and we get the thing that I'm a little excited to show off. Our first Metroidvania gadget. The grappling hook. We jump, press RT. We did a full-on Sekiro-style, super fast grappling hook. There's a hidden chest right here, hidden behind the shadows of that thing. It's really, really fast. You can catch yourself from any distance with this. It kind of just automatically finds the nearest thing you're looking towards. You can go back and forth, just controlling which direction you're going, and it grants a crazy amount of movement. There's even some boss fights later, and I say later kind of loosely because they're not even that far into the game. I've not gotten that far into this game. There's some boss fights that take advantage of this grappling hook to quite a nice degree. So we're going to go ahead and rest at this campfire, and it's only been 26 minutes. We can keep going for a little bit. We'll see if we can find what I was looking for. There's a ladder there, but we can't get to it, so I think that's a shortcut for later. Head into here. Another cairn. Can't open that door, but there's a grappling point. We could theoretically go back to town, use our resources to level up, but at this point, I'm not 100% sure what I want to level up, so I'm going to hold off. Sealed. Devour 2 hearts of named mages to proceed. So that is our progression system, more or less. It's important that it notes 2 named mages. Not 2 specifically named mages, but just any 2 named mages. Some sort of another Metroidvania thing here. I actually can't, I can't get up there, no matter what. I think there's something that involves wind there. Another case where I just have no idea. That's farther in the game than I made it. Yeah, see that? Oh, there was actually available for a second there. There was a strong attack option there for a second, where I think if I had strong attacked him after parrying his shield aside with a perfect parry, I could have done some sort of execute. Yeah, not as viable on the big guys. Ah, I got it, but it's kind of one of those moments where I was just like, I was already dedicated to doing an attack next, so I didn't even notice that the B word came up, or the B prompt came up. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that, because I do want to show that off. If I remember correctly, there's some pretty cool kind of execution-style attacks, and it changes based on your weapons as well. I'll probably be using at least sword and shield or single sword for a lot of this run here. Gonna try and break it up a little bit with some other weapons, but there's something purple up there. But I'm gonna try and break it up with some other weapons here and there, just try them out. But it does make more sense in this game to kind of dedicate to a build early on and just make that build as strong as possible, because the game's really not easy. It kind of really goes hard on you very early on, which means that you kind of got to step up. I just noticed that if I double tap in a direction, I run, which might get me in trouble. That's not something I'm used to. I'm not a fan of double tap runs, double tap dodges. Oh, You're a living person. Hey there. You're an Inquisitor, aren't you? Magebane right and all? Yeah. Listen, if you want to make your way up the cliffs just behind us, there's a tree at the very top, a talking tree. It told me that I wanted to speak with someone who had devoured the heart of a mage. Have you done that? Devoured the heart of a mage? No. Perhaps it's time you began your journey then. In the gatehouse below, there is a burned corpse with a strange magical warp to it. If you could investigate the corpse, perhaps it could lead you to a pyromancer. That's a very incredibly specific series of perhaps, sir. It sounds like you know exactly what this thing is going to do. I'm going to open this first. In fact, this is a shortcut to this right here, which is... Oh, I just noticed there's actually kind of like this nice little ritual spot where we teleported in. But we're going to rest and resupply. Oh, a cool little feature is that if you find one of these in the wild and you haven't interacted with it before, if you do not rest and resupply, the enemies do not respawn. Which is important because you can touch them and activate them and trigger them, but not actually resupply. So this is the Monster Hunter mechanic. Named Mage Hunt discovered. Devour Arzen Tin. So it says that we have to follow the trail of embers to the pyromancer and defeat him and devour his heart. It gives us a little bit of an indication of what we're going to get from him. And that's important because as we get stuff from him, it will give us some interesting options. And then we get this, like, scent. And he's just right here. Okay. And he's going to fight us for a moment. But he's not going to try that too hard yet. I'm going to double check something real quick. It said it was on my weapon. Increases damage and resistances. Okay, so it doesn't actually make me like any better at stamina or anything like that, but it increases damage and resistances whenever I activate this. So I should keep this up anytime I'm going to go hard on being aggressive. This secondary power attack that I have is very good for just continuing the combo. I am going to activate this, but not rest at it, so that I am closer to my target. And there he is for now. Yep, he's going to try and attack me. I literally jumped up into the fire. I kind of want you to go away. Come on. Yep. So now he's running. But he's leaving behind minions, and these are his minions because these are not the normal enemies of the level. And each of his minions will, on a chance, drop some of the pieces you saw, like the scorched nails and the fiery hearts and stuff like that you saw in his loot. But we need to track this fucker down. And the interesting thing is that his minions are actually fighting the natural enemies of the area. So he is not part of the ecosystem, as it were. At least not a helpful part. So these undead and whatevers and him are definitely not on the same side. I do have a firebomb that I'm going to use just to start things off here. Yep, leaving again. Got a few more hits off on them though. Just running. Summoning. Big spider. Not a fan of big spider. You hear how there's music now? Yeah, he's getting pissed. He doesn't like the fact that I'm beating him up and beating up his minions. That's a grab attack. Can't block the grab attack, apparently. Nice flamethrower, bro. He's still running. Looks like he's running right past this shortcut, though, so we're going to go ahead and pop this shortcut. And we're going to rest at this one again. Again, that's why that mechanic is important, because we're running by, but we're not resetting anything. It also means that I'm not getting more of my flashback, my haze, whatever. Where is he? He's this way. See, he's still not taking me seriously. Unfortunately for me, that's kind of a problem because there is a lot of other things around here that are taking me seriously. That big guy was fighting him for a bit, though. I think of a... Oh, that's unfortunate. And I'm on fire. By the time he does start to take me seriously, he's gonna have me quite hurt. Oh, there it goes. Ozentin, the Ceaseless Fury. So now, instead of running, this becomes a boss fight. I'm locked in with him, he's locked in with me. But because I did this all in one go, his health bar is actually still reduced from our earlier fights. So I should be able to get this really easily. I say that, and so his head was flashing there for a moment. There's actually a sort of like a perfect timed attack that you can do if you grappling hook into his face. Oh my god, I stood in the middle of that. Okay. Press B on the weakened mage, and you stab into his heart, rip it out, and consume. Mage devoured. And then he drops a bunch of loot around him. That's sort of like carving up a monster. You miserable fool! I need the flame, I need the fury. Why did you stifle my rage? Why? He's not happy. It is my Inquisitor's duty. You cold, empty scum. Your banality is devoid of pure, unbridled fury. There is no rage in your work. I needed fire. I needed to feel the flame, to smell the burning flesh. The cold is overwhelming. Thunk. This has been Salt and Sacrifice. It's definitely pretty much something else. I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope you have a good night.